I'm not as funny as Joyce. None of us wants to follow Joel.
One thing I want to piggyback on is the whole Madison schools are part of a welcoming schools program, and Van Heist was as part of welcoming schools from the very beginning, so the whole LGBTQ. And I've been learning a lot along the way. I've had kids as early as kindergarten and first grade who I probably could have identified. We did have one of our students that identified finally in middle school and also committed suicide. It was very difficult. But learning a lot. We just had a workshop. Griffin got to be there too, so it was really great. We kind of talked through some things. And one thing, I thought I was really doing great we're doing folk and square dance right now, and I just say, get with a partner you feel comfortable holding hands with. So I get the whole mix, boys with boys, girls with girls, boys with girls. They just all mix up. And I just lay it out there like that, you know, and we do some games ahead of time of holding hands, like doing things where they have to hold hands and keep a balloon up. I play electricity where they're sitting down and they squeeze each other's hand, and the kid who gets the hand squeeze, you know, grabs the push ball. So do a lot of things where the purpose isn't dancing. So then when we go into dancing, I kind of remind them, you've held hands with everybody in this class already, so just because you're dancing, it doesn't make it any difference. And you kind of talk through that. But I was struggling with, I had the kids getting ready to create dances in groups of 4 to 6. And I wanted mixed groups. And in the past, I always say, get in a mixed group. You know what that means. I want girls and boys in a group. So I do this whole thing where I don't talk about girls and boys all unit, and then at the end I do this, and I was like, we're sitting in this professional development, and I went, that's wrong. I shouldn't be, you know, if I can do it for the whole unit, why do I do it at the end? So I said, I said why I wanted mixed groups is because I think they need to learn how to work with all the different kids in the class, and girls and boys bring different things to the table, and the boys come up with some really great, they're really fun, and they are really out there where the girls are really worried about, you know, doing it perfect. So I like the fact that the boys bring in some of the fun, silly stuff. Girls are sometimes a little bit better about getting it all written down and done on time. So those are stereotypes, but they're also realistic things that I've seen over my years. So I was talking to our coordinator for welcoming schools, and she really couldn't think of anything, so she pulled over someone else that was helping with the professional development, and she said, well, one thing I often do is I just say, your group needs to have people with long hair and short hair. I went, how easy is that? So that's what we started doing. I started even saying with pairs, get in a pair, one has to have long hair, one has to have short hair. And some of the kids asked, do I have long or short hair? I said, what do you think? So, so for the boys, long hair was here, and for the girls, long hair was here. So I still had some boys figured out how to stay with boys, and some girls figured out how to stay with girls, but I had more mixing. And so when I did my groups for the dance thing, when I said, you know, you can be in a group of 4 or 6, but you need to have kids with long hair and short hair in your group. And I got mixed groups in all of it. So it was just a great way to figure out how can I not use the word boy and girls, but still get what I want. So, and just being really, and I think it's important to learn about it because there are new terms every 6 months. You know, the word queer we never would have used 10 years ago, and now that is an accepted term. And so getting used to using those terms and understanding those terms and having, especially if you're in the middle and high school, having changing areas where kids are comfortable and all that kind of stuff. So it's another good reason to be, you know, part of our professional community because they have professional development on that, and they kind of, especially when you get out of school, you know, you can keep up to date on those things that are kind of changing real fast. That's why I take student teachers, because you bring things back to me that I've maybe not kept up with, and I love that. So you guys are great. We love having you in our schools, and keep coming. And hopefully when you get to a place in your teaching, you can give back and have student teachers too, because it's a great way to help out the university and to stay connected. So, and I'm going to make Griffin come up and talk about something he taught me today.